Can we still use this cam? That's what I want to know. I don't think so. Welcome back to Makeshift Garage. Hey, we got a story to tell you. We had to tear the motor back apart. I had a noise. It was running around the top. Up and down this side, I couldn't figure out where it was, so I pulled the cover off. I got me a hose. I stuck my ear down to it, and I figured out it was number 4 right here. I took it off. I ripped the carburetor off. I ripped the intake off. I got down. I pulled the lifter out, and guess what I found? Oh, my Lord. Is that unbelievable? The cam is shot. Let's take a look and see what it looks like. So here's what the lifter should look like, and this is what it looks like. It looks like a beaver got in there and ate half of it. That's unbelievable. And I heard it smacking, and believe it or not, look at how bad that looks. It actually got quiet once in a while and then got noisy again. But in the end, she got very noisy and stayed pretty noisy, and that's what happened. It had such a beautiful lope in it, man. It was like, blum, 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 blum. Blah, blah. I got good news coming up. Joel sent us a cam as well. And I think it's even a little more than a 560 lift. I think it's like a 570, 580 lift. So maybe these springs are a little on the heavy side, but it might work out perfect for that. We're going to do all the geometry. We're going to do all the measurements. We're going to get everything mic'd out the right way one more time. And we're going to make sure that we have the right springs for the right job. So we're going to line up this new cam with new springs or the same springs. We're not sure. You go through all this work, right? And then this happens. You could do everything right and wipe out a lobe on a cam. I've never wiped one out in my life. People were saying, hey, that's how mine sounded when it got wiped out. It happens. And people told me you could do everything right and still it could happen to you. So guess what? We're gonna use the other cam. So let's see if we can't break this one too. It's gonna be a teardown, I think. My buddy told me, yo man, when you wipe out a lobe like this and you wipe out a freaking lifter like this, that metal is all through your motor, man. You really should rip the motor out and wash the whole thing out and get all this thing cleaned out. And I'm not doing that, broskies. I'm not ripping the motor out. I'm gonna freaking change the camshaft right there where it is. I'm going to take a bunch of gas and wash the whole motor down and let it come right through the oil pan. I'll just keep cleaning it until I think it's clean. I'll blow air through it till I think it's clean. And then I'm going to put it back together and send it. I got to get to the racetrack. I don't got time to be ripping motors out again. We got to get this done, broskies. Let's go. I could send this lifter back in the hole and fire it up real quick and see what happens. I want to do it, but I'll show you the cam. And the reason it's just going to be a waste of time. I see the back of the cam is already eaten up. Let's look at the front. So here we go. Look at the cam. That's the back side of it. That's not even the lobe side of it. And as you can see, she's eaten up, man. She's scraped up. She's eaten up. Let's turn it over and see what it looks like. So I might as well hook up my antique dynamite exploder. This thing works. It's really cool. I don't have to go in the car, click, click. I can stay right here and I can show you what I mean. Click. Hey, look at the gas pumping out all over the place up here. This is gas pumping out all over the place, broskies. What are you trying to blow us up? Let me plug the hole first and then we'll turn it over a little bit more. But you see what I'm saying? This cam is wiped. Let me plug the hole. I'm gonna throw that on that side. This way when it leaks, it don't leak on my clicker. Poof! I might as well use my animal cracker bucket. I was gonna put something else in here, but you know what? Just in case this gas line leaks, it'll stay right there. Hey, Texas is like burning up, man. Them guys got no electric because some storm hit them. I think for 3 days they're saying there's gonna have no electric. And down there it's probably 110 degrees and they got no air conditioner. Are you kidding? I'm crying like a little baby when it's 91 and I got no air. It's very humid here in New York, but you know what? I need my air conditioner, bro, especially at night. Can anyone sleep at nighttime with 90 or 100 degree weather and it's humid? I gotta have air conditioner. If not, I gotta have like 3 fans blowing on me. But let's get back to this. In the old days, I'd hit that with some sandpaper and I'd put me another lifter in there. I guess we're taking the cam out. Let's just get it done. What I think I want to do is weld this onto the car somewhere. This has to be part of the Jackass now. I know I'm going to paint it though. I am going to do a nice paint job. So maybe I need to weld it underneath here. Maybe like right here. I'll weld it here or something. I am going to paint it and I have a bunch of stickers coming. We're going to put stickers on it and I hope you guys send us stickers because we'll put your stickers on the car too. So since I made a decision to pull this thing apart and put a new cam in it, I'm going to set up a table right here. I'm going to move all this and maybe I'll just grab another table and set it up this way. That way I could lay everything there onto the table. That way when I'm ready, I put it right back in, keep everything nice and neat, laid out. Let's get the antifreeze out of the way. Then I got to disconnect the transmission lines. That oil I'm just going to dump and replace, you know, whatever comes out, comes out. And then I have to dump the oil, man. That's going to be, man, I know we're going to find hunks and chunks in there, that lifter. I just kind of can't believe I'm doing this again. But it will happen fast, you know? It will happen very fast. Next thing you know, we'll have the cam in our hand, and I'll really be able to show you then exactly why you don't try to use that cam again. Stick it in and try to fire it up and see if you can get away with it, but no way will that work. It'd be fun to take measurements, like measure the cam and see how much really came off of that, you know. I don't know, man. We'll have to talk to somebody who knows about cams if they could be polished, if this cam could ever be saved. Because it didn't run that long, but I think it ran long enough. I'm gonna start digging into this thing, get this tranny lines unhooked. Let's start there. First things first, let's get this radiator out of the way. The tranny lines are disconnected. I got one radiator hose left on the bottom. I'll get rid of that. And I think we're ready to go. It would have been a lot of work. And then as I said that, I pulled the hose off and antifreeze came flying out and went in my ear. Oh, nothing will freeze in there now. I think some went in my mouth too. Man, that's nasty. My father used to take a little cup and put antifreeze in it and leave it in the shop, and the mice and the rats would come and drink it and die. And also anything else like hornets and wasps and yellow jackets and spiders, they'd go in there and take a sip, they were done. I don't think they'll drink this because it's not sweet. The other shit was sweet. I think they changed it because animals would get, like cats and dogs were getting in there and drinking it. People were doing this across the United States. It's not sweet anymore. Trust me, it's not sweet. I just tasted it. Oh, okay, here we go. Since we ain't gonna be clicking it anymore, this is my keep the battery in place piece of wood. Very important piece of wood. Alrighty, here we go. Gotta be careful with this because she does want to hit in a few places and you don't want it to. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. That thing works really well. I know this thing was running hot at the track, but it had nothing to do with that radiator. That radiator is a good 4-core. Them aluminum radiators dispense the heat much better than the old copper ones, you know? There we go. Let's keep that out of the way down there. Oh, there we go. One thing after another, we'll just keep chipping away at it. We're gonna go home and eat some lunch. Late lunch, but lunch nevertheless. We're hungry. We're gonna get some burgers and hot dogs and pound them down. Then we're coming back and we'll hit into it, man. So we're back at it again. We tore it down so far, I had to go home and eat. And I decided, oh man, I'm staying home tonight. We'll come back tomorrow. Let's get back at it. The idea is we're getting the camshaft out. That's it. We're switching it. We have another one Joel sent us, and we're going to use it, man. Let's get down. Let's finish stripping it. I'm down to the harmonic balance. I'm going to whip that off. Then I got the timing chain cover. That's coming off. And once that's off, I just got to pop out all the push rods and pop the lifters and get the thing out of the way. Move the brake booster and the master cylinder, and then strip this side down and pull everything apart. It's a teardown. It's a half a motor teardown. I don't have to flip it over and do the bottom end. I told you before, I don't care. I'm not going to pull it apart all the way out of the car again. I'm done. We're too close to race. It's time to whack this thing together and not worry about it. I'm going to dump all kinds of gas inside the motor and let it drain out the oil pan. Hopefully we get all the hunks and bunks and chunks out of the motor, and I'm going to send it, broskies. I only got like what? From August, October, November. I think from August to November, that's all we get out here. We don't get a lot of race time. But we're going to use it, man. We're going to use it all. So let's get this thing done. Is this sucker coming off or what? Sweat. I'm sweating. Whew! She hot out? This thing making me nervous. This thing's making me nervous, I think. Holy mackerel. We got to get it out. We got to look at it. Now I got to remeasure and make sure I got the right springs for this next cam, which has even a higher lift, I do believe. We're going to look it all up and we'll find out. Let's check it out. Ooh. And there we go. Holy mackerel. This is not easy to get on and off. I know they have better tools than the one I got, but I got what I got. Let's make it work. Don't get lost. Don't lose sight. There's bolts underneath here that hold the oil pan on. You got to pop them off to get this cover off. Some guys get nervous and they start wrenching stuff. Next thing you know, haste makes waste. You start breaking bolts. You start breaking covers. Then you got to get a new cover. No good. No bueno. No bueno, broski. Let's do it right. Let's do it right. Let's get the bolts out from under here and all the rest of the bolts out here, and let's slip everything off. I'm thinking it's time to get that timing chain off. Let's do it. Nothing's ever smooth and easy. You got to give it a little persuasion. You got to give it a reason to move. Same thing on the bottom here a little bit. Just there we go. Once we get it moving, she's good. Okay. I keep everything in order. That's the way it works. Everything stays in order and goes back in order. It didn't even have time to heat up the grease and turn it into oil, you know? That white grease I put on there, that's how much we didn't run it. We are down to the last 4 push rods. We're gonna pull them out, and then I got 2 bolts here, and I'm gonna pull this cam out. We're gonna show you what the cam looks like. We have another cam, but we also got somebody looking at a cam for us, so we're not sure what cam we're gonna go with yet, but we're definitely putting another cam in it. And all the lifters look brand freaking new. All of them look brand new. So everyone's saying you should get new lifters. I don't know, man, they look brand new. I just put them in, man. I ran it for like a half an hour with the weak springs and 15, not even 10 minutes with the new springs. Not even 10 minutes. So they're pretty damn new. They didn't even break in yet, really. Put in the comments, man. Let me know. Right side on the right side, left side on the left side, everything in an order, 1 to 8, boom, do it right, do it right. You'll be later on, you'll be like, oh, did I mix them up? I've done that before. There we go. Oh, what the? That's the last one and I dropped it. Thank God it didn't go in the engine, you know what I'm saying? You know, everything was really straight. Everything was straight. Everything was fine. And the bottom of the lifters all look good so far on one side. Let's see what they look like on the other side. There we go. Perfecto. They look flat as hell, man. They're perfect. So I'm just going to bounce through them, pull them all out. Watch how nice they come out. Boom, like butter, man. And they look perfect. Would you look at that? Are you kidding me? Look at that. Holy mackerel. That is crazy. I never saw nothing like that before. You could spend tens of thousands of dollars and do everything right, and still something could go wrong. Let me get a bolt in there. Let me get this bolt out of here. Maybe a little more. They all look like they were breaking in nice. Woof. There she is, though. Do you see that? Took a hunk out of it, chipped it. And if you look at it straight on, see how that one's straight on top? Look at how that one is on an angle. It wore all the way down. So it's no good. That's all there is to it. Now let's find out if you drop them, do they break after they heat up? Someone said they still will. Let's check it out. Can we still use this cam? That's what I want to know. I don't think so. Maybe we can weld it. Off the couch, build something, take it down the track, blow it up, build it again. That's what we're doing.